Hello everybody, welcome to lee.honish's all-purpose laboratory of big things, great and small. Today I want to talk about PNC HELOC negotiation tactics. So first we need to review what is a HELOC. A HELOC is a home equity line of credit. They're in second position consistently, third position occasionally. With PNC they are dealt with in a manner that I can only relate to as something much like myself. But I wanted to cover what it is that they're doing and some of the tactics that they're using. And while they're highly unethical, they are not illegal, nor are they really RESPA violations. Being that a home equity line of credit is unique unto the market, it actually has some rights on collections if they do not agree. So I don't care what state you're in, if the HELOC does not agree to the transaction, they are going to go after you for the deficiency. PNC is well aware of this, and therefore they use their knowledge on this particular subject extremely well. So, what is it that you need to know about PNC? PNC is doing some pretty simple tactics. Okay, so we have a first and a second bank. Okay, PNC and any in regards to our other bank. All right, those are our two loans. All right, so we have a second position, first position. Okay. And the goal here is to make them both agree and close the deal. Now, we all know that the first is going to offer $3K to 10%. PNC's position has been a little more unique. PNC doesn't want 10% or 20%. They seem to want 50 to 100% of their file, or no deal, which I find really, really funny. That's why their CEO kind of made my list of people I don't like this week. So they're going to ask for the moon. What are they really after? Who knows, 20%, 10%, 30%, but they ask for as much as they humanly can right from the beginning on their HELOC. Okay? It is a HELOC. So what are they doing? They take the real estate agent, who is not a principal in this transaction, and they would like them to go speak to the seller or the buyer. And what they do is recommend. This is the key word, recommend. Okay? That's the important thing. It's a recommendation to close this file to make the first happen. So they recommend that they come in with either more cash, or the seller taking a deficiency note, or the buyer coming in with more cash, right? Either one is effective. What they're trying to do is bump this up. Now, what I've seen them do with the seller, or even with the buyer, this is the unethical and the more enjoyable part with me, PNC will take the cash, pay down the loan, and then find a way to kill the deal. And they just took cash. Now they don't agree. Now they get the deficiency right plus whatever cash they make on the deal. I've seen them do it with sellers. I haven't seen them do it with buyers. With buyers, they recommend that they come in with more money, circumvent the first, and pay to PNC directly. They'll explain how to do it. They'll show how to set it up. But again, it's a recommendation to the agent, who's a non-principal, for the buyer to come in around the first and to pay them off. What I would do is run concurrent escrows, and I wouldn't release funds until I know that the letter's in place. But the other big move of PNC that I find really interesting, they want to talk to the seller directly. Now, why would PNC want to talk to the seller directly? Why would I want to do it? It's pretty simple. It's so that I can scare the holy living crap out of the seller and try to squeeze more money back to me. Now, I have seen this, absolutely. PNC cut a deal with the seller. They took $9,000 cash that they borrowed from their 401k, and then they found a way to kill the deal, and they don't want to do the short sale anymore. It was a $40,000 or $50,000 note. They got paid X amount of dollars, and they killed this deal. They're in a position now. They've gotten cash. They paid down the loan. They don't have to do the short sale deal. Client still hasn't made good on payment, usually on an NOD or a demand, depending on where you are. It's a full payoff. So they got to buy down, they don't agree to it, they get the collection rights, they flip it off to somebody to go collect long-term because it is a HELOC, and it does have the credit characteristics, and it's just amazing. The big deal here is who they recommend to. Okay? So I want to give you some advice when dealing with PNC, or two of them. One of them, PNC right now, unless we all stand up and stop playing games with him, is going to continue to do this. He's a very smart little guy. I don't know if he's doing it or if it's somebody just like me running his place, but for the most part, I don't like their tactics or their behavior very much. The other move is to document, right? You need docs. So do everything via email, act stupid constantly, and get everything done via email. Have them outline it via email of what they want done with the seller or the buyer so that you can keep them as honest as possible. You may have to get an attorney involved. Some of this is very close to being a RESPA violation, nor would I ever allege it, since it's just a recommendation to the mitigator or somebody involved in the file. But you really need to keep an eye on PNC. Right now, PNC is almost a deal killer based on their behaviors. So you need to mindset the buyer or the seller that they might have to bring in additional cash or structure the deal differently. With the seller, you might have to prepare them in advance for an unsecured note or some kind of deficiency. They do have a HELOC at the end of the day. And trust me, if you send cash to PNC prior to the close, be prepared for them to kill this relationship so they can take the cash and run. My name's Lee.honish. If you have any questions, go ahead and give me a call. Email me at lee.honish@yahoo.com or call me 702-478-5836 or visit my website at fastshortsale.org. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.